Yeah, this is a big at-bat. This is something that's very difficult to do. One of the toughest things in the major leagues to do, come off the bench and pinch hit. And typically you're coming in facing one of the better, if it's not the starter, one of the better relievers out of the bullpen in a tie ball game type situation. So coming in and getting that go-ahead run, that go-ahead hit, that is a huge hit for Caratini and the Astros.
How debilitating is that, too, for the bullpen as you get one run, then another, and then they start to just rack up. Each guy comes and you just know it's getting out of hand.
Yeah, giving up one run or even a couple of runs late in the ball game, not the best scenario, but you really don't want to give up 7 in the 7th inning, and especially being on the road. That leaves you with just a couple of more at-bats to a couple more innings to score runs and try to outdo that. But yeah, that's a tough thing. And relievers are going to give up runs. It's going to happen. They're going to give up hits. They're going to give up runs early, late, whatever the situation is. You just don't want to give up a lot of runs, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and have the wheels fall off.
I'm not going to lie. I felt for Austin Pruitt being put in this game. He didn't even know he was going to be in this position until probably last night. We mentioned that Brock Burke hit the wall with his fist, broke his hand, was put on the IL. Here comes Austin Pruitt, and they're like, hey, you know what? We're going to put you in at the end of this game against the Astros. No big deal.
No, go get him, big boy. That's what his job is. And he's a veteran pitcher. He's been around a while. He's been with 4 or 5 teams, so he understands what his job is when that phone rings for him. Hey, I've got to go in and get outs no matter what the situation is, no matter who I'm facing, how many guys are on base, at home, on the road. His job remains the same. Go and get outs, throw quality strikes, and get my guys off the field as quickly as possible.
I think this was sort of one of the most all-around games you guys have played, considering they got help in all different facets.
Yes, and he started with Blanco again, set the tone. The first inning got 2 quick outs, 2 walks, and then he settled down and gave us some 6 quality innings. But he set the stage, and our offense got some big hits there when we needed them. He throws strikes. He's efficient, and that's exactly what you need to do as a starter. Give your defense an opportunity, keeps your defense on their toes, making plays, and. When you do that, you find yourself getting quick outs and pitching deep in the games. Yes. It's hard to rattle him. Blanco, he's poised on the mound. He understands. He's how he got to the big leagues. I'm not surprised how he's so resilient on the mound. This guy's been through a lot, and when he competes, he stays calm.
What did you think about the 7th inning? How it was just like everybody contributing to keep the line moving there, so y'all could go atop?
That was great. That's the offense that I'm used to us seeing. When we get pitchers against the ropes, we got to put them away, and that's exactly what we did. Put some really good ABs, Caratini, big pinch hit, but everyone, it was like that passing the baton mentality that I've seen us do. That was a big inning. And, actually, my favorite, how we scored our first run is also important. How we got somebody over. Ball, then a ground ball, a shortstop put us on the board. Now we're only down by 1. Those are the small things that we haven't been doing well, and if we score those runs, it trickles down. We don't have to be trying to scrape a lot of runs late in the game. So that was a good way for us to get our offense going.
How encouraging was it to see John Singleton and Jose Abreu to get those hits for y'all tonight?
Yeah, contributing. It's important. We're going to need all those guys. Abreu hit a couple of balls hard. And John getting his walks, getting some singles, everyone contributing is very important.
What did you like about that matchup with
Ureña is he's really tough on righties. He's got that sinker and a big slider, so that against lefties, kind of playing away from them, it's a good matchup for Victor, and glad that he came through there for us.
I know you've seen him for years now, but what do you think about what Tucker's been doing for you lately?
You know what? He's so good when the game is on the line. You know, but also he understands, like, hitting behind Jordan. You know, he's been able to, you know, come through.
Fue una decisión fácil reemplazar a Caratini por Dubón. Pregunta porque Dubón venía de 7-5 con hombres en posición de anotar.
Sí, esas decisiones nunca son fáciles. Y especialmente cuando tú sabes que Dubón te va a dar un buen turno y va a competir. Pero en esa situación, contra ese lanzador en específico, me sentí, uno va al juego pensando ese matchup, este lanzador contra este bateador. En esa situación, con gente en tráfico, con corredores en base, es mejor, ¿sabe?, tomarse la chance y tener un bateador zurdo en esa situación. So we'll see when Brady walks in tomorrow and see how he feels, but I don't want to speculate anything like that. But he did walk in today. He was feeling better, so we'll see. We'll see. He'll be texting me tonight, all night, trying to get in there. So we'll see how he feels in the morning.
Jake's before was that good?
Yeah, you know, we've talked about how there's situations where third basemen are playing deep. They're looking for a ground ball. They're going to try to throw a sinker in. Third baseman might be playing deep, trying to anticipate that ground ball going there. That's a good spot. And bring and keep the line moving. And that was a beautiful bunt and play. That was a big hit. Play.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. Yep.
So Brian, like Andrew was fighting himself a little bit today. Nothing was coming easy. What did you see from your vantage point?
Well, I'd say that's fair. They had good stuff. You know, a lot of deep counts, a lot of foul balls. You know, pitches. It caught up with him there a little bit, but you know, he battled and he left some men on base and made pitches when he had to. You know, 3-2 count, made a big pitch there, bases loaded, but finally caught up with him. We had to go get him. But overall, I thought the stuff was pretty good. But it just a matter, you know, they couldn't put the ball in play a little sooner for us and ran his count up.
Bullpen-wise, are you still in that process early in the season of trying to negotiate things and also knowing, too, that guys are coming in and out right now?
Well, you know, sometimes your bullpen is dictated by the workload that's going on down there. So, you know, these are the guys that we had fresh today, ready to go. Lance, I thought, he gave up the hit, but I thought he did a nice job. And Jose had some bad luck. I mean, that inning started with a couple of ground balls and then the bunt. And that kind of got things going for them, but I thought he was throwing the ball well. With the bullpen, I really think we're getting settled in, but we just got to get a little deeper in the game. I think with the starters to help things out.
Seemed like the approach with Blanco was good to start. Did anything change, or did he just settle in?
Well, he did settle in, but I thought we had better at bats. I did. I thought. Early we put pressure on him. Langford had a big hit there. I thought Doley had good at bats, but he's tough. But I thought we made a nice little adjustment to get a couple of runs early. But he settled down and got in a good groove there.
Still an opportunity to win the series, which is what you're trying to do every time out. Just the importance of tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a big game tomorrow. At this stage, you say that, but you got two good pitchers going at it. It's going to be a good ball game.
Thanks, Coach.
Welcome back to the Academy Sports and Outdoors field. It is always a big game when you're playing the Astros, a division rival. And of course, what he said, though, I thought was important. There's been some strain put on the bullpen. You can talk about the bullpen all you want, but you need your starters to go a little bit deeper. And lately, that just has not been the case.
That's exactly what he needs. In order to give the bullpen a little bit of a rest and a break and not overwork them, the starters have to go deeper. It's going to be tough if they continue to go 3-4 innings and sometimes 5. You've got to give them a couple of games where you give them 6 innings or 7 innings. That's the ideal situation, and that way Bochy can use 1 or 2 relievers to close out a ball game. So it starts with the starters. Obviously, they've got to go deeper, and then that'll help the bullpen out, not giving them so many innings.
And there's been quite a few injuries, not just for the Rangers, but around baseball early on. This one probably could have been helped. Brock Burke hit hit a wall last night. Frustrations obviously coming off the field, broke his hand. He is now on the IL. That's where Austin Pruitt came in. That just kind of shows you, like, it may be early, but some of these guys are already feeling it, not starting the way that they wanted to.
I'll tell you what, these guys, they want to go out there and they want to repeat. There's no question about it. They want to succeed. That's their #1 goal. I'm sure they're not saying, hey, we got to win the World Series. They know what they can do. They want to go out there and do it. If they don't get it done, there's going to be some frustration that builds up, and I think that's what happened with Brock Burke. Fortunately, it wasn't his pitching hand, but nonetheless, he's still going to be out the same amount of time, even though it's not his pitching hand.
Andrew Heaney's still looking as well to get into a rhythm after his 3rd start today. Let's hear what he had to say after this one.
Andrew, it didn't seem like much was coming easy today. Is that a correct assessment, and how did you feel out there?
Yeah. I'm fighting myself a little bit right now, mechanically, mentally, just having a hard time getting some traction, getting going. So just gonna keep working, keep pushing forward. It's early. I mean, I'd love to be having a lot more, easy conversations and easy interviews and stuff like that. That'd be great. But right now, it's not how it is, and it's not always easy. But I know where I need to be, and I think I'm working there. It's just taking me a bit. Do
you feel like you're seeing progress from start to start? Boch noted the stuff today and felt like it was there.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird to say in a game like today. I did feel a little bit better, but also, you got to play the game. The execution wasn't great. When I needed to make pitches, it was kind of there, but still just kind of it was a slog for sure. So
when you have those, you know it, and you recognize it, you're acknowledging it.
Yeah.
Does that make it more frustrating when you know what it is and you're unable to correct it in the manner that you want to?
A little bit. Again, like it's like you can feel off and maybe not have your best stuff, but be able to kind of control the game and kind of control, like I said, just play the game, right? It's not hard to just throw a first pitch strike until it's just really hard to throw a first pitch strike, and then it makes the game a lot harder. I'm making the game a lot harder than I need to for myself. And so, like I said, it's kind of a little bit of, I'm caught in between, I guess. I'm just kind of fighting it. Yeah.
Keep on keeping on, Andrew Heaney. How frustrating is that, Mac, as a player, when you're like, okay, this is what I'm doing wrong, but I can't fix it. It's gonna take some work.
It is, and I'll tell you what, there's probably not much more anything more frustrating than a player knowing what he's doing wrong and not being able to make the adjustment. Knowing what the adjustment is and then being able to make it in the game. That is very difficult to do, and especially when you're a veteran player, you know what you have to do, what you feel like, and you know the remedies to it. Okay, I don't feel this, I don't feel that, I have to do this and that to get back to here, but not being able to do it. That's one of the most frustrating things there is about being a baseball player.
Abreu enters the game in the 7th today. He finds himself in a sticky situation, Brian, but he helped shift the momentum in this one, wouldn't you say?
This turned out to be the most important inning from a pitching standpoint. Brian Abreu goes up there, climbs the ladder on Jared Walsh, gets a pop out, uses his defense here. This is a difficult play for Jordan. That ball slicing away from him, never gives up on it, and Abreu finishes off Evan Carter with a good slider on the outside corner. He wasn't quite as sharp as we've seen him in the past, but he's better than he has been to start off the season. The breaking ball had more depth on it today than we have seen recently. Having Brian Abreu back close to full strength and really having that power fastball, power slider combination, going to be great for that bullpen.
How much does that momentum truly carry over now to the bottom of the 7th?
Oh, it absolutely does, because you're in the situation where you've crawled back into the game and you know that now it's a battle of the bullpens, and the Astros, even though that bullpen's taxed, they still have faith in those guys at the back end of the bullpen. So, just keep throwing up zeros and give us it's really a sticky situation for pitchers to be in, because there's nothing that you can do that he's going to be off of. He can hit any pitch.
3 for 5, pair of doubles,
yep.
Pair of RBI. I mean, this guy, he's just Mr. Consistent. He's fun to watch, and he gets it done.
He's the driving force behind this offense. And you heard Joe Espada talk a little bit about Kyle Tucker hitting behind Jordan and what that means for Kyle Tucker, but it's also, what does it mean hitting in front of Jordan for Jose? behind him, who teams are going to say, we don't want Jordan to beat us. So Jose Altuve knows he's a naturally aggressive hitter. He's up there ready to swing no matter what, but knowing that the guy behind him is somebody who the other team doesn't want to face, he knows that they're going to be just that much more aggressive, which can allow him to be as aggressive as he wants to be.
The way you guys were hitting the ball in the seventh inning, did that kind of feel more like something that you probably need to do more consistently?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Every time you put up an inning like that one, make you think, we got to do more like that. It feels good, but I think we did it at the right time to start flipping things around and start winning games.
Do you hope that this can be the start of maybe you guys getting on a roll this season?
Absolutely. We as a team are very confident, so I think another big game tomorrow. And we're playing the Atlanta Braves, one game at a time, but this is the kind of thing we are. We have done it before, and I don't see why not. We can start doing it.
For Blanco to have the start they did and keep it in the game.
No, Blanco's been amazing for us. I think the first two starts, no runs today, 2 in the first inning, but then he bottled through a really good lineup, coming with those 2 runs, giving us a chance to win. He's been, like I said, amazing, very important piece of the games we have won. Hopefully he continued to do that, and he got a great season.
Obviously, teams go through losing stretches and stuff. What's kind of been key in the past for y'all to climb out of these kinds of losing stretches?
Stay strong together and positive as a team. Like I said, we have good players. We have great hitters, great pitchers. So just don't panic, one game at a time. And I think that way we're going to start winning games.
Tenían algunos jugadores titulares que estaban sea fuera de la alineación, McCormick, Bregman, sea ponían algo de presión sobre el resto de los titulares el tener estos muchachos fuera.
No, para nada, creo que hemos jugado así en el pasado, donde no todos los nuevos jugadores han estado disponibles para ese día y buscamos la manera igualmente de ganar. Creo que hoy la mostramos, ha sido una gran parte del éxito que ha tenido este equipo en los últimos años, y donde sea va a jugar centerfield, left field, segunda, tercera, hoy lo demostró. Es un pelotero que le da chispa, también como Víctor, que viene de la banca, da ese hit que...
Settled in as the game went on. How did you feel about the way it went today?
Te vio como que te calmaste después de lo que iba a través del juego. ¿Cómo pudiste hacer eso?
Cada inning trato de calmarme, de hacer los ajustes que necesito hacer en el juego. Y eso es lo que he trabajado todo cada inning este año.
I think every inning I try to calm down and just try to make the adjustments. And, I think that's what's worked for me so far this season.
Did you notice that they had a different approach against you because you faced them for the second time in a week?
¿Te diste cuenta que tienen un approach diferente contra ti, como te enfrentaste a ellos por segunda vez esta semana?
Sí, me di cuenta de que estaban tratando de buscarme mis rompientes y pude hacer el ajuste rápido.
Yeah, I noticed that they were trying to hit some of my breaking pitches, and I thought I was able to make the adjustment quickly.
How did you feel just about the execution with the slider today?
¿Cómo te sentiste de la ejecución del slider?
Muy bien, estaba funcionando y se estaba moviendo muy bien a la zona.
Very good, very good. It was working for me, and I thought it was moving well as well.
How big was it for you to come in and put in another solid start, especially after some of the struggles of the rotation over the last few days?
¿Qué tan grande ha sido para ti poder tener una salida tan eficiente como la que tuviste hoy, dando la lucha que ha pasado los otros abridores?
Era muy importante poder atacar la zona de strike y poder ayudar al equipo a mantenerse cerca en el juego.
Yeah, I thought it was very important to be able to attack the strike zone and, just try to help the team keep the game close.
What's been the biggest, key to your success this season so far?
¿Cuál ha sido la clave más grande para tu éxito este año?
Mantener la calma y confiar en todos mis pitchers.
Just trying to stay calm and trusting all my pitches.
¿Había motivación o había presión de saber lo mal que había estado la rotación y la cadena de derrotas que tenía el equipo y que prácticamente sobre ti recaían las responsabilidades, no solamente de tratar de ganar el juego y cortar la racha de derrotas, sino también de descansar el bullpen?
Yo diría que no me estoy enfocando en eso porque eso es algo negativo y al equipo no le conviene. Solamente trataba de ir a hacer out por out, sacar inning por inning para darle chance al equipo que...
Como te ya no pudieron hacer el ajuste porque se dieron cuenta que ellos estaban tratando de ser un poquito más agresivos.
Lo que tratamos de hacer fue tratar de usar los picheos rompientes lo menos posible y atacar con mis rectas.
What we tried doing, using our breaking pitch, or my breaking pitches as least as possible, and try to attack with my fastball.
Gracias.
Gracias.
It is a speed limit enforcement of 100 kilometers ahead of about 200 meters.